Good morning, everybody, man. Cross, cover the article about yourself. You talking about the Destiny Bulletin article? Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read an article about it. I mean, because we said it. You know where I'm coming from? But yes, there was an article that came out based on our conversation that we had with you guys the other day, where we essentially said, yeah, but I feel like Bungie has two routes to save Destiny, and both are going to be hell. Either make Destiny 3 or launch a Destiny Classic, a community-run version of a game with player-voted updates similar to old-school RuneScape. So, yeah, I still stand by that. But look, there was a couple of things that got thrown out here. So Jake Parker, hi, game designer, design educator, and volunteer game dev. All for opinions from players on a game, but uninformed ultimatum opinions from a content creator about what's best for a game and its player base won't and will never work when those creators have zero clue about the messy world that is game development. So essentially what this paragraph is saying right out the gate is Cross is a dumbass. He doesn't know what the f he's talking about. That's essentially what I got from that. I have no clue. Disregard the fact that we've only played this game for a decade. I've also been part of the process of development other games outside of Destiny and have been very much involved with many expansions within Destiny. And somebody even brought up the fact, somebody said Cross has only been involved with two expansions, Curse of Osiris and Edge of Fate. What the fuck? Why y'all going back to Curse of Osiris? Yes, Curse of Osiris was our first time going to Bungie, but we've done other expansions outside of that, man. We've pretty much done most of them outside of what was locked down during COVID. And by us doing anything, let me just say this. There was nothing I could do with Curse of Osiris, okay? I remember we showed up to Curse of Osiris and we were like, so them double primary systems, huh? Y'all gonna change that shit? And Bungie straight up was like, nope, ain't changing a damn thing. And I remember Mr. Fruit was there too. And I like looked at Fruit and I was like, and Fruit was like, dude, we fucking knew that there was no way you guys were gonna be excited about Curse of Osiris. But on this right here, there's no magical flip a switch solution that will make these a reality in the short term, especially with the false fallacy of drawing results from the pursuits of other game studios far separated from different game genres and development environments. Saying other games made it work doesn't inherently create an automatic success path for the game at hand. Okay, all right. Well, I never said this was a flip a switch. I think specifically in the title of that article, it says that I said both of these options will be hell. But have you looked at our player base number right now? That's your alternative. Destiny 3 is by far the most viable option. So let me get this right. You're agreeing with me or you're not agreeing with me? But even if development started today, a quality D3 build would be at least 5 to 6 years out. No shit. No fucking shit, dude. No one said that this was going to be a flip of a switch. Far beyond where players are currently determining if the current content drops are worth the wait and investment for a new installment. And the community run idea would sound good in theory, but this introduces the extreme issue of engine outdating and the dev time it would take to just make such a possibility a reality, let alone how that would impact an overall game build. And don't even get me started on the DCV effect in both of these ideas. When the player base is largely vocalized, there's disappointment in content paid and lost. The true reality is that Destiny has reached a pivotal transition point where innovation has to take front and center within the constraints of the current dev environment. And to be completely honest, no solution they can make, however massive, will positively impact a larger community of players who choose to remain jaded in negativity and believing that Bungie can do no good. This right here is the statement that sends me over the edge with every game developer out there. This so-called jaded community is the same community that has given you consistent highs year over year. The so-called jaded community is the same community that allowed you to separate from Activision and then allowed you to get a hell of a deal with fucking Sony. That same jaded community. Yeah, they're a little jaded right now. You're damn right. The game is not where they wanted to be. But the fact that players are just choosing, who the f just decides to buy an expansion just to bitch about it? No, I think everyone wants to play the game and have a good time playing the game. The only thing left now is for Bungie to do everything in their power to shift their approach to content, take risks, and reward players for their time. So essentially, your option here, Jake, is do the same goddamn thing we've been doing. This is what the same thing is doing for us. Let's see if it works out. I love Glad's reply to this. Nah, fuck all that. Just make D3. We will wait. I get it. Making video games is difficult. So is a lot of other shit. And let me just say this. I know I got some game developers in here right now. I have seen so many posts over the past, I would say year, talking about just how difficult it is to make a video game. But for every game developer out there that's trying to tell the world how difficult their job is, there's another game developer right around the corner who's working their ass off, okay? Who's got their head down and they cooking. You've seen it from game developers like the one who recently just made Mega Bonk and sold over 1 million copies. And he was a solo dev. You've also seen this from developers that made Expedition 33. Look, I completely understand that any art form is difficult. Hell, being seen, being heard, especially with competition out there, it's difficult. Of course it is. But at the end of the day, the only thing players care about is whether or not your game is fun to play. That's it. As with anything else in life, you go and watch a movie, you don't walk away from that movie going, it was a pretty bad movie, but it was, you know, their budget wasn't that high. You know what I'm coming from? No, it's very binary. It's very, very black or white there. Was it a good movie? Yes or no? And the whole concept of things being too difficult, how is that supposed to help your product? Or how is that supposed to help whatever service you offer? Do you think my CPA calls me on tax day and I pick up the phone, he goes, Prof, being a CPA is difficult. Okay, Kevin, what the and are you filing my taxes or not? What am I supposed to do with this information? Look, you can apply this to so many different other jobs too. If I go to a damn doctor, I got to get an operation done, and they suddenly stop in the middle explaining the operation to me and go, being a surgeon is difficult. I'm going to look at them and be like, I don't know if I want you to cut me open. If you're having this come to Jesus moment right now. Yes, game development is difficult, okay? As someone who has seen it firsthand, not just from Destiny, but from other games that we have been a part of and their launches, it is. I know it is, but that's just entertainment as a whole. People want to be wowed, and there is the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. There are games that ball the fuck out. To steer this back to what we're talking about, though, in regards to Destiny, I'm not seeing a solution at all with what Jake is offering here, other than Bungie should just do what they're doing right now. Innovate within Destiny 2. And in my opinion, I think so many people have left, not just because they're jaded, but because they experienced the final shape and that was their send-off. Optics are important. There's a reason why sequels occur. There's a reason why Borderlands put out another game. But why is it that we're giving Bungie an out on this? Why is it that when you look at a sequel for another game, whether it was Borderlands, or even if you go back to what Bungie used to do way back in the day with Halos, why is it that we look at those sequels and we expect that next product to truly wow us? But when it comes to Bungie now, we go, man, they can't do it. It's not possible. As a community, we're not supposed to make excuses for why you can or can't deliver. You either can or you can't. And your game is either good or it's not. And gamers will go to where the good games are. It ain't nothing personal. It doesn't mean that we don't think your job is hard. It's just the reality of it. Anyways, just my thoughts, man. We, the jaded community. Ain't many of us. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Our jaded asses, we the only ones here. I'm just saying. Even when things were better, there was still whining and complaining in the community. Yeah. Yes, you were right. There was still whining and complaining in the community. But this number right here was a little over 300,000 concurrent on Steam, which meant lots of more money. Now you just got a very jaded, whiny, complaining community with no money. That makes it way worse. Nothing like being yelled at and then being broke at the same time. But the point is, if you are expecting Destiny 2, look, I will bet my fucking account on this. I will bet my vault in order to retake previous highs. When I say highs, the previous Lightfall / Final Shape highs, you're not going to be able to do it under Destiny 2. Just my opinion, guys. Just my opinion. Again, I'm a content creator. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I don't think it's going to happen under Destiny 2's umbrella. Why do we need those highs? Well, I guess you don't, but Bungie definitely does. Bungie definitely does. Let me just say this. Go to your job right now. Pick up your paycheck. Tomorrow's going to be Friday. Pick up your paycheck on Friday. And then just look at that check and go, what if this was just a third of what it was or what it is? Let me just cut that down to 1/3. That's the world that Bungie is living in. And you tell me if it matters or not to you. Look, I get it. Neither one of my solutions is easy. So let me go ahead and re-clarify the 3 solutions in my eyes. Solution 1, Destiny Classic. I don't know. I'm a bit biased on it, but that's the RuneScape talking to me. You don't have to go that route if you don't want to. Destiny 3. Now that's if done right, and it has to be done right, or you're gonna kill everything. Destiny 3 though. Both of these options are years out, especially a D3. Or do what the f we're doing now. We'll see how that goes. So you just want to regrind the same shit? See, that's what's wrong with you guys. You've been beaten down and abused for too many years. You don't even anticipate that a sequel would bring you new shit. You understand that? You've been beaten down this long that you already accept it's just gonna be all the old shit. You know where I'm coming from? God damn, we need therapy. Y'all know that? We need that therapist, like, soon. Your solutions are ass. The community can't even handle a week with no new content. Imagine 3, 4, 5, 6 years waiting for a D3. Yeah. I'd rather something come out and be perfect. I'd rather wait a decade for that shit than having to trudge through the mud and watch something that I love die a slow, painful death. And look, for my people saying what's going to happen to the community having to wait all those years, well, most of them have already quit anyways. And secondly, I'm sure there would be a lot of anticipation. The best time to have started making a D3 was 3, 4 years ago. The second best time to start making it is fucking now. D3 is not happening. Oh, it probably won't happen. It probably won't, fellas. I'm saying all this stuff knowing that the likelihood of a D3 or a Destiny Classic will probably never happen. Okay, we're probably still we're gonna go through this entire process. We're gonna look at Renegades. We're gonna play Star Wars Destiny Hybrid. You're gonna get a lightsaber. We're going to get into next year's DLC, which will be probably similar to Edge of Fate. The narrative will probably be good, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we continue to make year over year lower lows. That's all I'm saying. And we go this entire process over the next few years. We'll see what shakes out. When the Shiva jaded, dude, no one here is being jaded, brother. Look at the fucking numbers. Look at the numbers right now. Dude, if I would have saw these numbers, back during Witch Queen or Light, I would have fucking threw up. You hear me? I would have fucking just vomited on the spot. How? When you say we're jaded, people are not jaded. They're not here. They're no longer here. What the f you mean jaded? They're gone. They playing other shit. Ask yourself, even all the people that used to even make videos on Destiny, they're not here. They out. They gone, man. So guess what? Everyone that says that this is such a jaded community, you'll get down to the final 1,000. And the 1,000 or however many of you are going to be so positive. And I hope you guys have enough to pay the bills. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.